Jermaine Dupri is on the phone. What up, JD?
What's happening? How you doing?
Everything good in Atlanta?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Are you still celebrating?
Yeah, I think we're going to celebrate this weekend. Yeah, we still celebrating.
All right.
Wow.
That's the way to do it. Congrats.
You celebrating Friday night? I'll be there Friday in Atlanta for Girls Night Out.
Yeah, Friday night we celebrating. Saturday night we celebrating. Yeah, we celebrating.
All right. Well, tell me when and where. If when we get off the air, I know you don't want all of Atlanta there. So you're looking you're looking for producers, music producers. Is your sixth season for this?
Yeah, it's the sixth season of a producer series, the Remy producer series. And it's, they just looking for producers that have that thing to go out here and continue to keep pushing the music forward as people like myself and other producers have done.
So how do you become a producer anyway?
There's
no school for this.
I don't know if it's a question I can answer correctly. I mean, each person has their own path in becoming a producer. I became a producer because the ideas that I was telling a producer they wouldn't do. They would take my ideas and listen to them, and then they would try to formulate them more in a way that they would do it, and it was kind of like frustrating to me, and that created me wanting to learn how to work the instruments myself.
Jermaine, this is Sherry Shepherd. It's so funny because you've produced hundreds upon hundreds of songs and discovered people. It's a gift that you have. Why is it so much fun producing for other people?
I feel like I like both. I like the fact of just like it's creative. It's for me it's the most creative that I could possibly be, to create something from scratch with and bring talent out of people that most time they don't even know they have. They know they have it, but I usually can find that inner spirit of the talent that they haven't touched yet.
Do you ever have somebody in front of you, because you're talking about you find the talent that they don't have? Do you ever have somebody in front of you, you go, they should be a cashier. This is not going to work. This is just not going to work. Or do you find something?
I won't even go in the studio with people like that. I know before I even get in the studio. Now, sometimes it's just not their time. I have been, Criss Cross, when I met Criss Cross, they weren't rappers, but they had the energy that they needed to become rappers. It took us 2 years to get them to the place where people finally heard them, though.
Producers have to have a certain it in order to find that it in their talent. Is that a part of the competition, of the Remy competition, to find these producers? Finding that spark? And this is just really about beats, right? So these guys are, which is kind of harder because these guys, they send in beats and they're going up against hundreds of people from all around the world. And then I have to listen to the beats all in one day and decide who has that beat, that it beat, to make it to the semifinals, so you can actually do this live beat competition in front of you. And that's what we're actually doing Saturday here in Atlanta, is basically the finals. The people that have made it past the listening, they get to actually do it live in front of a crowd, myself and everybody, and we decide from that day who actually will be crowned, of this producer series.
I don't know if everyone knows the story of how you discovered Criss Cross, because like you said, they were not rappers, but is it true they were just kids just walking in the mall, and and everybody thought that they were so cool, and you said, they should be rappers? Is that the way the story goes?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. It's pretty much like, they was just like the coolest kids in the neighborhood, walking through the mall, and all the kids in the mall were paying more attention to them than me, and I was like, oh, okay, something's not right here. So, that made me start paying attention to them, and my initial mentality just snapped. Like, oh, these are they stars. There's no, it's nothing. And at that
But
time, like I said,
they couldn't rap. They had never tried to rap, and they were wearing their clothes. They were wearing their clothes right. They didn't wear them inside out or upside down.
Backwards.
Yeah, you just looking at two cool kids in the mall, and you say, you know what? They can rap.
Yeah, and it's so weird because that was a time that will never happen ever in America. You can't go to the mall now and find two 12-year-old kids that don't think they are rappers. And these kids at this time, they thought they spoke to me like rap wasn't cool. I said, yo, what y'all do? Y'all rap? They was like, nah. They said it so aggressively, like we wouldn't rap. You know what I mean? Like that we ain't rappers. Like it was almost like it was corny. And they were more into being cool and just being like, we the coolest guys in school. We the coolest dudes in this mall. That's what we do. We cool.
And you already had hit records out.
Yeah. Well, no, not really. Nah. That was the first. Criss Cross was my first big break into the industry and people actually knowing me. I had records. I had a group, Silk Times Leather, that was out. And that basically was the glue to the conversation because one of the parents, Chris Kelly's mother, had recognized one of the girls that was with me from being in like Jet magazine, I think at the time. They had a little article on female rappers, Salt and Pepper, Silk Times Leather, Queen Latifah, and she recognized one of the girls. And luckily, that's how we got paired up.
Wow. So how can people see the finale here? Because this is big. They get is it a 5-song deal they get with you?
Yeah. And what it is with the deal is like, whatever I'm working on next, I'm going to take the producer in the studio, take whatever their tracks that we pick and we groom and try to put them on different projects, Gotcha. I've done that over the years, like multi people that a lot of people weren't even hearing as producers. I took them in and co-produced records with them, like Brian Michael Cox, Manuel Seal. It's a number of producers that I can find, and I go in the studio and work with them, and then we come out and we cut records and songwriters and all of that. So that's basically the deal. Is that once we pick whoever that winner is, then they start working in the studio with me, and then hopefully they'll be on their way to becoming that next producer.
Can we see Remy Producer's finale anywhere? Is it going to be online streaming?
Well, I don't know if it's streamed live, but if you are in Atlanta, you can come. It's at the Gold Room this Saturday.
All right, Jermaine Dupri. All right, good talking to you, JD.
All right.
And hold on, because we want Tom to party with you this weekend.
Yeah.